You guys are like the Mount Rushmore of insurance, so I appreciate you just taking time for somebody. So guys, my name is Robert Walker. I'm a new agent. Just a little background of what I've gone through, just to kind of help you, know what my passion is. I grew up in the Magnolia Projects in New Orleans from a single parent. My father, he kind of fell under the spell of drugs and alcohol, and so in return it made him abusive, irresponsible, and unpredictable. By the time I was 16, I started selling drugs, I started paying my mama bills. By the time I was 23, I was in and out of jail at least 5 times. All the terrible things that I've been through, it helped me, be a better person. It helped me, eventually help others.
Dude, you're well-spoken, you're sharp, you're good with people. And a part of your story, though, is height, b-ball, where you're from, what you've been through. Like, I wouldn't shy away from any of that.
I want to invest in helping communities, helping people that actually went through a lot of stuff I went through.
It is so hard to make it in the insurance business.
Right.
You have to become a different person than you are today.
Correct.
You have to learn how to go give 500 business cards out. That would scare me to death if you told me to go do that in a week.
My name is Cody Askins. I own and operate multiple 7-figure businesses, and this is Agency Investors.
So we're looking for a $50,000 investment for 10% of the company.
The stakes are high and the opportunities are even higher. 5 titans of the insurance industry are here to make or break the dreams of ambitious agents.
Oh. Tell me you talked to your partner before you came about specifics.
I'm out. Thank you anyway.
Meet Brandon Todd, a risk-taking visionary who revolutionized the insurance industry. Edward Pritchett, a master of networking and recruitment. Cassidy Arbelli, a strategic genius with a proven record of empire building. And Dr. Billy Williams, an analytical mastermind renowned for his ability to identify potential where others see none.
This is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Ooh, my nerves are still just kind of...
Here at Agency Investors, these giants of the game don't just invest in companies, they invest in people.
So you don't need any money?
Oh, no, I got... yeah, I do.
Can I stop you?
Go ahead.
Dude, I love you, Robert. You're driving me nuts.
I'm sorry, let me shut up. They're on the lookout for the next big thing in insurance. Their time is valuable, and they're ready to invest.
We want to invest. We've got the funds, we've got the resources.
All of this is to help you in some way.
I'm ride or die with
I will
this.
give you $1 for 100% of your business, but you can't come with it.
Our entrepreneurs today must impress them, not just with their ideas, but with their drive, their passion, and their willingness to push the limits. This is Agency Investors.
My name is Robert Walker. I'm from New Orleans, but I live in Denver currently. I'm a new agent looking for mentorship. Just looking for someone to actually guide me and help me along my path, and just making sure I don't make any kind of mistakes. I'm actually nervous. I'm more nervous than I thought I would be, but it's because I know the magnitude of what can happen. Like, I know that if someone takes a chance on me, it could honestly change the whole path of my whole life, my family's life. It can absolutely change so many lives.
Guys, hey guys.
How are you?
Cody.
Cassidy.
Welcome.
How you doing, Dr. Williams?
I'm doing good. Welcome, sir.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys' time. You guys are like the Mount Rushmore of insurance, so I appreciate you just taking time for somebody like me.
That's a great image.
Mount Rushmore.
I truly appreciate it. I'm gonna go off of my cards because I'm kind of nervous and I'll probably fudge it up. So
You got this,
There's
bro.
no reason to be nervous.
So guys, my name is Robert Walker. I'm a new agent. I'm from New Orleans, and I'm based out of Denver right now. I have a wife, 3 kids, beautiful life, and I truly appreciate them. Just a little background of what I've gone through, just to kind of help you, know what my passion is. I grew up in the Magnolia Projects in New Orleans, from a single parent. My father, he kind of fell under the spell of drugs and alcohol, and so in return it made him abusive, irresponsible, and unpredictable. So because of that, when I was 12, one of his friends molested me. By the time I turned 13, my father tried to, end my life. And so by the time I was 16, I started selling drugs, I started paying my mama bills. By the time I was 23, I was in and out of jail at least 5 times. I lost almost everything during Hurricane Katrina in 2005. 2007, I was with my mother holding her hands while she passed away. I've had to honestly restart my life 3 times within the 40 years on this earth. And I mean completely restart my life. No job, no money, nowhere to stay. But through it, I learned, I mourned, and I kept moving. Because I believe that my life actually has a purpose. All the terrible things that I've been through, it helped me, be a better person. It helped me, eventually help others. And so I have no doubt that I'm here today for a reason. I even talked to Cody once, and I told him that, dude, I will meet you. And God literally allowed it to happen. When I got the email to be here, I actually cried. I know that one relationship can change your whole life. It could change, the path of anybody's life and other generations as well. And so that gives me the opportunity to give back to the community and help individuals break barriers in their lives.
So you're in Denver?
Yes, sir.
Where in Denver?
I stay actually in Denver, close to DIA.
Close to where?
DIA, well, the Denver International Airport.
That's nowhere close to Denver, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually, my address actually say Denver, so that's a good thing. Yeah.
And so what are you doing in Denver?
Right now I work overnight and I'm a new agent, so I just started trying to do with the process with Symmetry. I just got hired on 2 weeks ago with Symmetry.
Okay, and so how many policies have you written?
None as far as right now, no.
Okay, do you have any lead sources?
Yes, well, the Symmetry provides lead sources, you just pay for them, and so yeah, I have those leads.
Have you bought those leads?
No, not yet, no.
Okay, when do you plan on buying those?
Soon as possible, within like the next week. I've gone through the whole process because they have like a whole track to where you do the summit and you go through the whole process of learning everything about the company and everything. And so I've already done that. And so now I'm in the process of trying to make sure that I go out and reach families.
Do you have money on the side to invest in leads?
I have an overnight job. I work overnight as well. Yeah, I work.
Are there funds
Are there funds available to put into the leads?
From the job or?
Not a lot of leads, but yeah, minimum funds, yeah.
What about your network? What about your family, friends, people around you?
Honestly, I from my family, I grew up, everybody in my family.
I'm talking about in Denver, not your family in Louisiana. Was your family in Denver, your friends, your network in Denver right now?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, because part of what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to build a network of people. You can't live in a silo and be good in the insurance world. Insurance world is all about community, it's all about whatever. And while Leads is a great way to start your community, you still need to look at outside of just the leads and also start looking at where do I go to the grocery store? Where do I do my dry cleaning? Where do I go wherever? And everyone should know who you do. The first thing that, whenever I hire an agent, the first thing I want them to do is they have to hand out 100 business cards a day, per day, okay? And the reason why I make them do that is not so they can just do something, but people need to know what you do. If you're embarrassed of what you do, then you won't hand out those 100 cards. If you're excited about what you do, you will find a way to hand out 100 business cards, whether it's going through a strip mall and just handing your cards to people, whether it's in wherever, you'll find a way to do it. So are you proud of what you do?
Well, yeah, I'm truly thankful for what I do. I do know that I help families, and so I'm absolutely like astonished and thankful for what I do.
You have business cards?
Yeah, I printed some out. Yeah.
Okay, you got 100?
500 actually.
Okay, so that means you got 5 days to get rid of them.
Right.
So your first task is to get rid of those cards in 5 days.
Copy.
And you need to collect cards while you're getting rid of cards. And on those cards that you collect, make sure that you write down the person's birthday, just the day and the year. The day and the month. Don't ask for the year. Okay, that's between them and God.
Yeah.
But you ask for the day and the month. Now what you're doing is you're building your contact list. Because now you have a reason to call people. When do most people buy life insurance? When they get married, when they have a child, and when they have a birthday. Right? So that means that now you have a reason to say, hey, we met at wherever, and I know your birthday is June 14th. This is also a great time for you to take a look at what's going on in your life with your insurance, with your life insurance, things like that. I did that for years and years and still do it to this day. And I built a tremendous contact list of people that we now have automated, and we reach out to those folks. So I'm just giving you a couple of tips that you can do, because leads are your starting point.
Correct.
That gets your activity, but you need to have a mentality to go with that activity.
Copy.
You see what I'm saying? And your mentality has to be, I want everyone to know what I do.
Yeah. And can I give some nuance to that? Just because I know the system that you're stepping into just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just 60 mil a year.
Just a
right,
little
exactly,
bit.
Yeah.
Go do that handing out, like strip mall, find business owners. Right? Walk into a business owner saying, I'm a new business owner myself. Here's the thing. I think you told Cody out there you're what, 6'6"?
Yeah.
like that's a little bit of an advantage because people just want to be like, oh wow, you tall. I'll talk to you for a second, right?
Yeah,
like
right,
I would just talk to you if you walked up to me. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
like, no man, get away from me,
Right, yeah.
So use that. Target business owners. Go down those strip malls, handing out your card saying, you know, I'm starting up a new agency in the area. I just want to meet other business owners and do exactly that. What's your birthday on the back? You collect their card because business owners are going to have cards.
Oh yeah, cool.
Right? Like if you're just walking up to somebody in the mall, they may not have a card.
Yeah, exactly.
Business owners are going to have a card. Even the receptionist at the front desk of the business is going to have a card. Make those connections, and then you got to figure out, okay, what is my budget? Like when Cassidy was asking you, how much do you have set aside for leads? Yes, you're working overnight, but I'm sure some of that has to go to taking care of the family.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
yeah.
of that, what is your current, like you gotta have that current lead budget.
Right.
And then you have to have the conversation about how can I best optimize this lead budget, because if you truly don't have family and friends in the Denver area, if it's totally brand new to you, right, then you gotta have somebody to talk to right off the bat. And you can prospect and start to build that list, right? But that may not be where the immediate, that's what leads are for. Leads are to get you going so that you have someone who's looking for what you have and you can go out and then sell them, right? Because if you're following the system, you're going through the training steps that have been outlined for you and you're taking that in, retain them, repeat that training. Don't just go through it once. This is your first time doing this, so like go through it multiple times. When you have downtime, be training and then find ways to start to eliminate that downtime and get to activity time. Right, whether it's out personally prospecting or picking up the phone and calling some leads.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Dude, you're well-spoken, you're sharp, you're good with people. You don't look 40, you and Edward are the same age now.
I know, I was shocked.
Giving away my age on national TV, like, come on, man.
And a part of your story, though, is height, b-ball, where you're from, what you've been through. Like, I wouldn't shy away from any of that. Like, I know ex-ball players that have, like, on the back of their card, like, I'm 6'6" and I can still dunk. Because a bunch of the questions they get is, how tall, like, two questions I first ask you. How tall are you, and do you play ball, right? And I bet you get that all the freaking time, right?
Yeah.
So then it answers those questions and it kind of ties it back into the story, right?
Okay, yeah.
So like a lot of people shy away from some of that. Well, you're like, you know, like, dude, I played at Baptist Bible College. You played at Louisiana Tech, right? D1. And you're like, I didn't make it. Well, you didn't make the league, bro, but how many people play D1 basketball, right?
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
very many.
Yeah.
And you would dunk all over me, that's for sure.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So what do you need from us?
Well, I'm looking for mentorship. I want to invest in helping communities, helping people that actually went through a lot of stuff I went through, whether it's poverty, molestation, whether it's parentless. Like I want to take a percentage of my agency and actually invest it into actual families, not like a nonprofit, but actually like finding families that need help. And so it's a big part of who I am, just trying to help. And so I'm willing to get a percentage of whatever I make to make sure that happens. And so I just want mentorship to make sure that I actually does everything right.
That's awesome.
When are you going to give a percentage of your?
As soon as I make profits, it doesn't matter if it's $100, if it's $2,000.
So you're going to treat it like it's a tithe.
Hmm?
You're going to treat it like it's tithing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say so. But as far as like really like being more influential to where the money is going, not just giving it to like a fund or something, but actually like finding, families, setting up, programs to where we actually help families. We actually help kids that might have been molested go to a therapist that their family might not be able to afford.
Is there something that you have in mind that you're going to donate money to, or is it something that you want to build?
Yeah, I want to build it, and I want to at least give like 10% of whatever profit that my actual company makes to helping people, and of course pay my mentor as well 10%.
So you have a night job. You want to learn a brand new skill, which is very hard and very few people succeed at, and you want to start a charity all this week?
Well, no, not necessarily start a charity, but
or whatever this feel-good project is for you.
Well, yeah.
And, I mean, it's your true passion. I'm not trying to downplay all of this.
And that's understandable.
Yeah, it is so hard to make it in the insurance business.
Right.
You have to become a different person than you are today.
Correct.
You have to learn how to go give 500 business cards out. That would scare me to death if you told me to go do that in a week. where I'm at.
We would all still do it if we
I
had
was
to,
like,
though.
I'm gonna go do that this week for fun.
But I would have to
I had
really,
to.
yeah, I would do it if I had to. But man, that's a hard thing to do. But you're gonna have to do that.
Correct.
And you're gonna get new skill sets, and you're gonna have to learn and recalibrate and all that while you're doing that. You know, I love your goal of helping other people and all that. I think where you need to be right now is you need to be laser focused on one goal. What's your product you're gonna sell? How are you gonna meet your customers? How are you gonna tell your story? And how are you gonna transition that into an app and collecting a commission check? And how are you gonna repeat that over and over and over and over and over until it gets so routine you can do it in your sleep and it's just happening automatically. You have so much, just like, you know, you got to go, you played basketball, so you had to go out and shoot 10 million free throws to be able to make it right. It's got to get to where it's automatic, right? You're going to have to do the same thing. And this is a spiritual journey you're going to be on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
To become this person that you need to do. But before long, you'll be sitting there with this right smile and telling your story, and you won't even know you're telling the story, and you'll be writing the app, and you'll be thinking about something else in the back of your head. When you get to that point, and you sit there and you look, wow, I got an extra 10,000 in the bank. I got a little like this. I'm having a little extra time. Then start thinking about how can I use this otherwise.
Well, hang on though. But what I'm hearing him say, he's not going out to start the charity right now.
Yeah, he's just
going to start
long-term
setting
goal.
aside a percent, like from day one. And I applaud that. From day one, start setting it aside. Set up that bank account, and that as you watch it grow, as you go out and make those sales and write those apps, and you keep being able to put that 10% over there, you're like, man, we got $1,000 there now, $1,500, $2,000. How many families? Maybe right now is not the time to help the families, but I'm already building up that dream, and that keeps fueling why you're out there doing
And
it.
it can be part of
that's
your
my
brand.
motivation.
Do that.
Yeah,
Do that.
I've been at points to where $50 could have changed everything for me. And so I know the
I
importance of
also
even
want
if I
to
can do
challenge
that.
you,
That's
though.
awesome.
I think a lot of people either come here or just in general want to give us this like long-term feel-good goal passion they have, and they're too afraid to say out loud or to write down or to say to themselves, like, I'm doing this for me. I want to build something for my family.
Of course,
I want to get to a point where I don't have to worry about where the next $50 is coming from. I deserve this. I'm going to work hard for this. Like, that is okay too.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to put yourself first. It's okay. And because when you are good, you can then go do good, right?
Yeah.
So when someone asks you like where you want to be, what it looks like, don't be afraid to say, I'm going to make this money. I'm going to have this life. It doesn't have to be this
100%.
big feel-good thing.
Definitely. I appreciate it.
And as far as offers, I mean, I'll go ahead and throw this one out there. I mean, you're with the organization that I know and I'm connected with, and pending some conversations with your hierarchy, I would love to give you, just access to me where you can reach out on a regular basis. And, again, pending conversations with your organization, jump on calls that we do, and I can work with your mentor, whoever that might be, and help them with your game plan and potentially even getting things started, depending on what you do. Like if you go out and hand out those 500 business cards in 5 days,
I'm telling you,
we'll get you some leads. We'll make sure you don't have to worry about getting started on leads. That's work right there. You go out and do some work for this business, we'll make sure that you have the leads to get started.
I truly appreciate that.
I will just piggyback on what he's saying. If you go do that, every person who starts in this business should do the hard work first. No one should get a lead get provided to them from the beginning, because very few people have the skill set yet to give that lead its right credit. So he's giving you the right thing, whether you're cold calling on the phone or you're going out handing out business cards, you're doing something like that. In doing that, you will get the skill set that where you can get a $20, $40 lead, and you're not just burning $40 every time you make a mistake, right? And then once you get to that point, you're writing apps, and you can make the money to justify buying the leads and all that.
Right.
What I'd say is make your charity that you're saving for your second check, because your first check should always be to your leads, because that's your flow. You will have no money for the charity if you don't have that. But again, what he's saying first, go do the hard work, and you'll get good enough to you'll know when it's time to start buying
What's
some
the
leads.
cost
I
of
appreciate it, Brian.
do you know why I told you to go hand out 500 cards or hand out 100 cards a day? Do you really understand why?
To start my own leads, to
No.
be able to
No.
One reason.
It's because you need to be known in your community. You need to be known in your community. If you're not known at home, you can make all the calls in the world that you want, and you're gonna miss out on business simply because the church that could send you leads won't send you leads. The grocer that you go to won't send you anybody. The where you get your your clothes dry cleaned won't send you anybody because they don't know what you do. That's why I have people do that 100 in their neighborhood and around their area, because you need to be known at home just as well as you are over the phone. Does that make sense?
I appreciate it, Doctor.
Depending on contract level, you're going to be between $45. People on top contract levels are paying $80 per lead.
For like, the higher end,
You got it. I mean, your offer that's on the table, that's
And I'm going to put a number on it so that's an official offer. So 500 business cards.
100 a day.
100 a day.
Yep.
Right. I would definitely target businesses, churches. If you know, depending on the pastors that you get in front of, right? Churches in your community. You do that 5 days. We'll have to figure out how we can provide documentation. You just like Snapchat yourself or go on TikTok while you're out there doing it. Hey, can I get a picture with you while you know?
I will hand them out on the highway, whatever it takes.
If you do that, once you've done that, and I'm gonna give you a time frame of 3 weeks, right? Like by end of 3 weeks. You don't. It doesn't need to be end of June. You're ready to start now.
Yes.
So this needs to start happening pretty much when you get home.
Oh yeah, today.
Then that's gonna lead to $2,000 worth of leads that I'll provide for you.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you.
That's a
so
good
much.
deal.
Yes, it is.
Can I get that?
Let's go, man.
You can go ahead. That's a bit. Well, you'd be headed out business.
I will.
Wow.
I'm that guy.
Do you know your paperwork
As far as
to ride an app?
yes,
If he's been through the training that
I've
he's
been through the training with Symmetry and my
Make them
lead
write
and
that
everything.
up 10 times?
Well, it's simpler than that, my friend. But anyway.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, most new agents fumble on the application. On writing the application, they start stuttering and they start and there's some quiet times and stuff like that. When you get in, you need to be able to just be writing that app, second nature, and keeping up a conversation about their kids or their grandkids or how long they live in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, and what's your social security number? Okay, then yeah. So that's your dog. How long have you had dogs? Stop it. You need to get to where it's that casual, because at that point in that sales process, if you start the paperwork, that insecurity, that will bring a nervousness to the conversation, where that's where you'll lose the sale. They'll start giving pushback at that point, like, oh, let me think about it. That's what you'll get a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just know your paperwork, man. Know how to write that.
Well, I
up.
think you've got the
That's
best
it.
offer.
Yeah,
I do too. Yeah,
I
dude,
think we
I
all
wish you the
cleared that.
best. I'm here to
I
help in any way I
appreciate it,
can.
Cody. Thank you.
You need to accept this and work with this too.
Oh yeah, I definitely accept it. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Sounds good.
Appreciate you coming out. Let's
do it. Can I jump?
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Ever got ups?
We'll be talking soon. All right.
You got ups, man.
You know.
Super emotional. Thankful. I know this experience could change my life.
You need to make yourself known. Let them know what you're doing.
I was going to offer your time, so that worked out great.
Yeah.
See, if I would have made all my guys do that, that would have been a whole different world. I always just brought them in. I'm going to promise you, you're going to get 15 hot, fresh leads a day, man. An air-conditioned office, you get to see.
Oh,
And they were
massage
just
chair.
You know, it's really about, like, if you go out and do the work that Billy was talking about.
That's also, as much as it is being known, it's an amazing test.